looking good. It's not looking good. So some of them are starting to perk back up. But what happened was I came out to water on Saturday, my niece and I, and everything was very, like, pretty much still wet. So I just had her water a little bit because she was really looking forward to watering. So that's what we did. We watered. And when I came in today, everything was drooping. Like, see how some of these are still, everything looked like that. So fortunately, some of the amaranth hot biscuits are starting to perk back up. The love lies bleeding back here. None of them have perked back up yet. My celosia, nothing has perked back up yet. And then the snapdragons back there, all the way in the back, they weren't droopy. So you can see back there, they're still perking. And then my gloriosa daisies are still kicking it. So we still have some action. Everything is not gone, but it could be a wrap for the Love Lies Bleeding amaranth, and it could possibly be a wrap for the celosia. The equinox back there in the back still aren't doing anything, so I don't know when those may germinate. So yeah, y'all, I don't know. I don't know, but so it's not looking good for the Love Lies Bleeding and the celosia, but that is okay because it is still very early in planting season. And I knew it was like, I don't know, I need to really start listening to my intuition because I knew I wasn't going to come out to water on Friday or on Sunday because this was Saturday when we came out. So I just had her water them a little bit. And since I knew I wasn't going to come back out, I was going to put them in the indoor greenhouse. But I was like, well, if I put them in the indoor greenhouse and they're still this wet, there's a chance they may not even dry out by Monday. And I wanted to avoid any possibility of mold growing on them because I see some of them have already gotten a little bit of a white fuzz and that can kill them as well. So we'll see. All is not lost, but now I just know better to listen to my intuition before I decide not to come out and water. Any day that I'm not going to come water, they're automatically going in the indoor greenhouse. Like there's no other option because everything was very, very thirsty this morning. So yeah. So with that being said, it's time to start more seeds. So today I'm going to be starting some statice. I think the varieties of statice I'm going to start. Let me look on my spreadsheet. Seeker blue, pale blue, and Pacific mix. So let me see what those are looking like. Last year statice did really well. I didn't think the statice was going to make it last year either because it started to dry out really bad before I got it in the ground. Looks like I only have pale blue and Pacific mix. I don't see Seeker blue. Was that something I was supposed to order? No, I didn't order any status. So yeah, I think I only have two kinds. I don't know where the other one is. Oh, here it is. Seeker blue, pale blue. Okay, there's something in both of these. So I'm going to sow some of this today. And the statice I'm going to put in the bed with the ageratum. The ageratum will grow back from last season. So I'm not going to start any ageratum this season. It grew back a lot last season. Like I was shocked about how much there was in the garden. But there were two beds of it. So right now I'm only going to keep one bed of it because in that other bed I want to put, I'm looking at my newsletter, I want to put the cosmos, sunflowers, and amaranth in the other bed that the ageratum grows in. So that's what I'm doing today. Sowing some statice. The soil blocker makes 20 blocks. So I think I'm just going to do 20 of each variety. Nothing too crazy. And that should be enough. We'll see what germinates, we'll see what doesn't. But I will say, status was one of the hardest things I started last season. Um, for those of you who just came in here, I'll give you a little look at my seedlings, my poor babies. Oh, y'all left. But here's another look. So, like I said, the amaranth hot biscuits is perking back up, but it's not looking good for the other girls. It is not looking good for the other girls. Alright. So, since I'm only going to be making 60, 20, 40, 60 status, I'm thinking I can put them all on one of these white trays instead of using a green tray. So that should be about 20, 40, 60, boom. I have pale blue, seeker blue, and then Pacific mix. Ooh, I'm dropping seeds already. I don't want to lose those. I'll put them on here. So yeah, I'm just gonna do 60 status today. Put those to the side. Now I gotta make room to do my soil blocking mix. Where's Farmer Khalees? Farmer Khalees is at school. Farmer Khalees is in the first grade, and she is an educated woman. So she is at school today getting her education, putting school first. But she has already been asking about the next time she can come to work. So I do want to teach her how to start seeds. Like that is something I want to teach her how to do. It's just a matter of, am I ready to exercise the level of patience needed to teach a 6-year-old how to sow seeds? Um, so I think that's the biggest thing that has stopped me from not teaching her yet, because I think I would rather teach her on my own time versus teaching her at work, because although this is a fun job, it's still my job, and I would rather just teach her at home, and which is what we're going to do. She We stopped at the store on Saturday, and I let her pick out a pack of seeds, and then we bought a grow light. So she will be starting her own seeds soon. Very happy about that. She's excited. And we decided she'll keep them at Aunt Misha's house because she says she's not sure she knows what to do on her own. And I told her that's good. That's okay, girl. Aunt Misha will keep an eye on your seeds for you and water them for you, and you can come check on them when you want. So that is where Farmer Police is. But I need to make this soil blocking mix. So as I mentioned before, I use Lisa Ziegler's soil blocking method. So this is her DIY blocking nutrient mix. So I can't really tell y'all how to make it. I mean, I could tell y'all how to make it because it's just peat moss and compost, but her nutrient mix is her ingredient. So I don't know what that is or what it's made of. But her method has worked for me so far. It's time to find some tunes to put on and get to work. Let's see. How am I feeling today? Every time I say I'm feeling upbeat, it's just too much. It's too much for me. You know what I mean? Jazz has been doing it for me. But I want something a little different. What's Indian pop sound like? Okay. I like this. Yeah, we'll do Indian pop today. but I like instrumentals. All right. So first up, we need 16 cups of peat moss. Let me get my sifter. I'm off camera, but I'm getting the peat moss over here, y'all. Ah! Oh my god. Oh, it's a dead mouse. Oh, my heart. Oh, oh, oh. I can't get rid of this dead mouse. Somebody gotta do it for me. Yeah, a mouse on top of the box, the peat moss box.
Oh, lovely. Because I heard you yelp and I'm like, I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
Uh-huh, thank you. Oh, did you got it?
Yeah, I got it. I
Oh.
brought paper towel with me.
Whew. All right, back to what I was doing. Oh, I'm blocking people. Hold on, I got some more people to block. Okay. All right, back to 16 cups of peat moss. Thank you. All right. So that dead mouse was a gift from Ghost, our cat. He likes to leave people surprises, and I was not expecting that. And the poor mouse, poor thing, just looked like he was resting. So at least he didn't mutilate him. Alright, keep an eye on the chat, make sure I'm blocking people. Because I don't know what they thought this was. And I don't necessarily like take time out of my day to think about why people are bots or why people troll, but I just think it's odd behavior. It's much like nobody loved me while I was growing up, so let me get on the internet and seek attention from strangers, you know? Strange. Alright. Sifting the peat moss. Alright, and after the peat moss is sifted, you're usually left with something like this. And this is what it looks like in the container. So I usually just put this back in the bag because the next time I use it, I'm going to sift through it anyway. So and then how much? 4 cups of sifted compost. That is heavy. Everything's so heavy. So I use the Garden Magic compost and manure, and I need 4 cups of this. All right, seems about 4 cups. And then this, I'm just gonna pour back in the bag. This away. Lift from the knees. Oh my goodness, the shelf fell down. Yo, that mouse made me frazzle. I gotta fix this shelf before I do anything else. Please excuse the interruptions. Oh my gosh. I can't. I wonder if that mouse was already down here or if he brought it down here. I fixed the shelf if anybody cares. Put my hay back. Alright, or not hay, but my flakes. Whew. Okay. Where's my other measuring cup? Y'all know one of my biggest pet peeves is looking for stuff, because I'm the type of person who puts back stuff where I left it. And not being able to find this measuring cup, it's not my thing. So I usually keep it in here. Alright, you know what? Let's take a pause. Stop the music. Have a seat. If I was a measuring cup, if I was a little measuring cup, if I was a tiny measuring cup, where would I be? I would be inside a bigger measuring cup if I was a little measuring cup. But there's no little measuring cup in the big measuring cup. Something's odd. Okay, I don't have my little measuring cup, but I got this measuring cup. Maybe I'll have to use this one.
Moving that hose today.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna use this measuring cup because I don't know where my other measuring cup is.
That knife me.
No. Wait, well, it's kind of like a knife, not really, but it may work.
It's like shrunk for some reason around here. Downstairs and grab one.
Honestly, it's more like a fruit knife, so.
Oh, wait, no, I think I got
Got
it.
it?
Ha, there we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Half a cup of blocking nutrient mix.
If you need this coupon right up there for anything, it's yours.
Okay, that's from the bigger light.
The one up there?
Oh, that up there? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you.
don't need it for anything currently.
Okay, yeah, because I could probably use it in the shelf. Half a cup. All right, half a cup. Put this away. I don't know where my little measuring cup is though. Do cats take stuff and hide it? Because the cat probably hid it. He hates me. Alright, I think I want to use about 6 cups of water. I'll start with 5 cups of water and see what happens. I just decided to fill the whole thing and then I'll add water as I go. Just don't want to add too much to start out, you know? Oh my god, I don't want to drop the seeds. Alright. Whoa. What a morning. maybe Indian pop is just a little too much for me today. I like this though. Alright, we'll keep it on. Alright, so there's about 7 cups of water in here, but I'm not going to add all 7. Start easy. That's 2 cups. It's 3 cups. Is this hot water? Let me bring y'all closer. Sleeves up. Alright, I want it to be an oatmeal consistency, like always. Alright, let's give it a good squeeze. Alright, I think it's good. I think I could get down with this consistency. It's not too wet, but when I squeeze it, mud, like, oh, I'm not even in camera. When I squeeze it, some does come out. So, I think we're gonna stick with this consistency right here. And rinse my hands off. And then we'll check back in with the seedlings, because I see some of them starting to perk back up. So all is not lost, y'all. Alright, let's take a look at the seedlings. So, celosia slowly standing back up, because they were all droopy babies. The Love Lies Bleeding amaranths back here, they're still a little droopy, so I'm hoping that they wake back up. What else is there? That's it, only really these two. So these ones are standing back up, some for the most part. All is not lost. And celosia, I think a lot of them didn't germinate yet either, so they still have time to stand back up. And then down here, that same Gloriosa daisy, and then the snapdragons in the back. So everything's still good. I'm about to start making these blocks. Get this water out of the way. I'm gonna put the blocks on this, using this, and those seeds that I dropped. Let me pick them back up. So since I already have some Seeker Blue seeds out, I'm just going to start with the Seeker Blue variety, but I'm going to make all 60 blocks first before I start sowing. Ooh. If let me see. I'm trying to put it where y'all can see the soil blocking mix and y'all can see the tray. You don't really need to see me. Alright. Make sure it's packed down in there. Scrape off the dirt on the sides. And then scrape the bottom. Make sure it's flat. So your blocks sit flat. Okay. And then voila. These look pretty good. Maybe could use a little more water in the mix. I don't know. Nah, I'm not gonna put more water. I like this. Oh, that mouse really threw me for a loop. I'm not so much scared of I am scared of mice. But I just didn't see him laying there. Poor thing. And he was a cute little mouse too. He wasn't like gray or anything. He was like it was like brown and black. What's that color combination called? I don't know, but he was cute. I'm just packing the compost or the soil blocking mix into the soil blocker. making sure each of the blocks are full so that they can come out in nice compacted blocks. Getting the corner ones, because sometimes the corner ones don't get packed too tightly, or not even just the corner but the edge. Alright, bottom is flat. So I need to make sure there's room enough on here for 20 more after these. There we go. $20 more. And I think those may be all the soil blocks I'm making today, because I don't have on my calendar to start any more seeds until next week. But if those Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth don't perk back up, I'm gonna have to start more of those, because I don't want to lose. I want those in the garden, you know what I mean? And good thing I started them early, because there's still time. So that's why I say there's really no loss, in my opinion, when you start your seeds a little bit early. At least flowers. I don't know about anything else. I don't grow vegetables on purpose. We do have vegetables in the garden, but they've all grown according to their own will. But at least starting seeds, flower seeds early, you give yourself time just in case there's any hiccups along the way. Flatten the bottom out. Okay. There we go. 60 soil blocks. So what I'm going to do is do 20 Seeker Blue, 20 Pale Blue, and 20 Pacific Mix. and that should be enough status for the garden. I think last year I sowed a lot more. A lot of it didn't make it. The status that did make it though looked really good in the garden. So I'm really excited for it to come back. And I think since I'm going to put it next to the ageratum, I think it'll be a lot more noticeable because last year it was in a bed with some zinnias that I direct sowed, but a lot of people just kind of overlooked it. Let's see. Okay, my Love Lies Bleeding is still kind of laying dormant, but all the other ones have perked back up. The Celosia's still trying to perk back up. Ooh, I changed the song. Alright, so I said we're going to start with the Pacific mix. There's the seeds. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only need 20. And there's a hole in this bag somewhere. So I felt like they were coming out the bottom. And this is what the Pacific mix looks like. Last year, I saw this color come up and this color. I didn't see any white or yellow. So who knows? Maybe some white and yellow will come up this season. Ooh, I got shocked. Covering the seed, barely covering the seed. Okay. As light aids germination. So I take the toothpick, wet it on one end. That way I can pick up the seed. See? Tiny little seed. And I am going to drop it in the middle of the soil block and gently push it in just a little bit. If I can get it off of the toothpick. I'm going to gently push it in. And then I'm going to take some of the dirt from the soil block and just brush it on top. Lightly covering it. Voila! So now I need to do this 59 more times. Alright, I think it's time to switch to music. What's psychedelic soul sound like? Okay, I could get with psychedelic soul. I guess somebody had reached out about wanting to intern here next year or this summer. But she said she mostly wants to be outside. So they asked me to come up with some stuff for her to do in the garden. And the thing about, this job is I really like it because I really like to work alone. I enjoy working alone. She can come help on volunteer days, but I'm not really trying to be in the garden with anybody else. Yeah, I don't think that's antisocial anything. I really love to be in the garden alone. I love how quiet it is. I think that's my favorite thing about how quiet it is because I don't feel like I get much quiet time. And I really value quiet time and alone time. And I'm grateful that I have been blessed to do a job that gives me the space to have quiet time and alone time in the garden. All right, we have the first 20 Pacific Blue. So I'm gonna stick that toothpick right there so I can label it. Pacific Mix. So that's these first 20. And these next 20, let me put them back before I forget. And then we'll do pale blue for the next 20. Did I not open these yet? This is feeling like a brand new pack. Okay. last 20 seeker blue. And then the last 20 are going to be pale blue. I have this pack of pale blue. Is this empty? I'm gonna use these before I use these. These are older. Wavy sea lavender. Ooh. What is this one? Yeah, we'll do these ones. Statice, pale blue. Right, I need to open this pack now. Music. Would y'all be mad if I just started freestyling? JK. I'm gonna save this though. Y'all, I'm trying so hard not to freestyle right now, but it's in me. Where's my phone? I gotta write this down before I forget it. Had to write down those bars before I forgot them. Uh-oh. All right, that was pale blue status. Smells like something burning. All right, let's go over to the shelf. And I think we're going to go ahead and put these in the back row. Amaranth, some of them still droopy, some of them standing back up. But the light in the back is lower, so I'm going to push the status to the back. Ooh, the equinox are back here. Still no action on those. I don't know if these Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth are going to pop back up. Poor babies were so dry. They were so dry. So if they don't pop back up by Thursday, I'll sow more on Thursday. No biggie. No biggie. But hot biscuits, we still got action. We still got some that need to germinate. So I think they'll be okay. And everything down here, snapdragons in the back, still perked up. Some still germinating. Gloriosa daisies. I see a new baby right here. I didn't even see that one earlier. So yeah, everything is still doing all right. Celosias, some of the droopy ones are starting to pop back up, like this one back here. This one still leaning, but it's standing up more than it was before, so that's good. So yeah, was this muted? I don't know, I can't tell. I think I might have muted my microphone. Is my microphone muted? Somebody let me know. But that is, I think, all the sewing I'm going to do today. Oh, let me get a green screen option. Oh, I didn't know you could do a little green screen. Look at that. That must be new. Shameless plug. Y'all, I did a, oh, that's too big in the background. Mindful March. All right, how do I get, okay. Let me put these seeds away. I can throw this back away. So like I said, I'm going to give my amaranth at least a day to perk back up. We'll see how everything's looking tomorrow. And if by tomorrow they're still looking like they're not going to come back from being dry, then I'm just going to have to start a new tray, which, like I mentioned earlier, is okay because it's only March, very early in March, so I still have time. I think my plan for me personally was to get everything in the ground by June. I wanted to have everything in the ground, so when it comes to June, I'm only doing like garden maintenance and direct sowing some stuff, you know, if that is the plan. But as far as my seedlings, I wanted to have them outside hardening off after the last frost. I wanted to have my dahlias in the ground because last year I didn't get my dahlias in the ground till like mid-June, which it wasn't too late because they thrived. They did very good in the garden, but I just want to have everything in there by summertime so we can have a nice long extended blooming phase of flowers. I need to check my garden plan. I don't think I had anything else planned to start today. Really don't feel like starting anything else. That dead mouse really put a damper on my day. You want to see my garden plan? So this is my garden plan. And since I did statice today, I'm going to take these 3, because I sowed those 3, turn them green, and then I'm going to put in today's date. $310.25. Let's copy it and paste it in those dates. And that's it. And then I gotta check out what Petra said about the gourds. Because she's trying to grow gourds again on the gourd trellis. And last year wasn't too successful, so I'm going to try some different things this season. And I know she had mentioned a couple of things, soil testing. So I'm going to check out the gourd document. Soil test. Da, 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 da. Pittsburgh has clay soil. Don't till and disturb soil layers. Trench compost. Okay. So um, I think I'm just gonna start cleaning up now. Possibly, I keep saying the same thing over again, but I'm gonna start cleaning up, and whatever is not perked back up by tomorrow will get started again on Thursday. And then now, like I mentioned before, moving forward, Just really going to keep listening to my intuition when it tells me to do certain things as far as the seedlings. Like, something told me to put them in the indoor greenhouse. And what did I do? Put them on the shelf. I just really need to start listening to myself and trusting my own judgment, because I know what I'm doing, you know? I know what I'm doing. And I need to keep trusting myself. Trusting myself to go with the flow, you know? Keep trusting myself. I really hope this Celosia perks back up though. And then they have this light clip light, but I think I'm going to use it this light right here. I think I'm going to use it in the indoor greenhouse because those lights sit up a little higher. I have those lights in there using, what's it called? Zip ties. I use zip ties in here, but I'm thinking I can probably use this if I can plug it in. And this way, this light will be a little lower. I might be able to use it on 2 shelves. Let's see. Oh, that ripped. Did that rip? Okay. Yeah, okay. We might be onto something here. Check it out. So I may be able to put something in here because I need the lights a little closer because the light that I have in there sits up a little high. So when I put the little seedlings in there, you know, they reach for the light. Because, I mean, I could lower it. I guess I could do, like, I don't know. I'll work that out. Okay, I guess I could drop the light down. Yeah, I could do that. And I can use this light on another shelf. So I think I may put, I'm gonna put the Love Live Bleeding Amaranth in there. Look, they're so sad. I don't think they're gonna come back. I really don't. But I'll put them in there for some extra attention. Just in case. Just in case they decide to perk back up. No, we won't put them in there. We'll keep them on the shelf. Because everything's still going to get watered tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm from America. Oh, I didn't mean to hide your message, my bad. So this is how everything's looking at the end of today. Newly sowed stuff in the back. Equinox, still no action. I'm gonna look into those, see what else they may need. But that's it. So I'm gonna clean up and head out for the day. Not sowing anything else today. I'll be back tomorrow to water, see if my sad amaranth have decided to perk back up, my celosia too, and if not, everything's gonna get, those two will get sowed again. Probably not tomorrow, but on Thursday. So that's it. Thanks for joining me in the flower picking, in the basement of the flower picking garden, and I will give you all an update next time. Bye.